So hi everybody and welcome back to C++ tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 330 and in this video we continue with the move constructor, and here in CPB reference.com we already talked about the syntax, and now we want to talk about the implicitly declared move constructor. In short, what is that? The compiler is creating for us the move constructor, but it is not visible in the code. So, and to do so, the compiler has a requirement which is listed here. It says here, if no user move constructor is provided, no copy constructor, no copy assignment operator, no move assignment operator, and no destructor, then the compiler will create for us this implicit move constructor, and it has this form here. It is just a declaration. Let's watch a fast example to see how this looks like. And here down we have a struct A and a struct B. In struct B we can see we have just two variables and no destructor, move constructor or anything, and in this case the requirements are met and the compiler is creating behind the scene this declaration of the move constructor. But in struct A we have already a move constructor provided, and there is also a copy constructor, so in this case there will be not a move constructor created. Let's continue a little bit reading here. It says also here something like that we can declare more move constructors. Yes, you can see with the word const or without const we can have multiple move constructors, and a little bit down here the line it says also you can force to create a default move constructor with the keyword default, which we learned in the syntax section. Here it is number 3. With this syntax here you can go down again to the example here. In struct A we have already provided a custom move constructor. So, and when we use now the syntax free, we can still force to force the compiler to create a default move constructor as well, because we can have multiple move constructors in a class or in a struct. Let's read here a little bit more, and then it says here there is something like a no except specifier. Let's read this. Let's watch an example here too. Again, here in struct A, here in the move constructor, here is this no except specifier. The question is now, first of all, what is this? No except means no exception, and we already talked about exception. That means if something happens in this process here, so when it tries to use the move constructor and an error occurs, then the compiler will throw an exception, which means it will terminate this process so that no harm can happen. But when we use this no except specifier, then no exception will stop by the compiler, which means it will go through. And the question is now why they are using this word. And in short, they are using it because the standard library, this std, is implemented in a special way that if you use the word no except and something happens here in the move constructor and it's not available, then the compiler is falling back to the copy constructor and can use this instead. And that's why you will see a lot of time this word no except, and you should use this as well when you are working with the standard library, for example the strings and for example vectors and other things from there. Alright, and that was it already for the implicitly declared move constructor, but again careful, this is just a declaration. In the next video we will talk about the definition, and the definition has its own requirements. And with that said, if you have any questions, like all time, write in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye and good luck.